The 2021 CrossFit Games Open is starting in 5 days, and as a CrossFit coach, these are my top 5 tips for how to excel in this year's competition. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Excellence in Motion. My name is Caden, and I'm here to inspire you to achieve your potential through movement. If you're new to the channel, I do videos on movement tips, gear reviews, and performance tips just like this one. So if that interests you, make sure you hit that subscribe button below for more videos every single week. Okay, let's get down to it. The CrossFit Open is starting in 5 days. March 11th marks the beginning of the new 2021 season for CrossFit. There are a lot of changes that have happened over the last year and a half or so. CrossFit has a new sponsor in Noble. The Open is taking a different shape and a different form, and it's really exciting to sort of see where the sport is headed starting this year. My goal for you is to give you the best 5 tips that I have as a CrossFit Level 1 coach to allow you to enjoy this year's competition if you are not planning on excelling into the final stages and competing in the CrossFit Games, but more or less just want to enjoy the community aspect of the Open and take advantage of the entirety of the whole competition. While this does mark the first stage of qualifying for the CrossFit Games, a lot of people who sign up for the Open aren't necessarily trying to move forward in competition, but they still want to have that taste of the competitive atmosphere and be able to be around the people in their gym and give it the best that they've got to sort of show where they've progressed in their fitness over the last couple of years, or just give themselves a baseline if they've never competed in the Open before. So let's go ahead and start with tip number 1, which is plan ahead and understand which division you might be competing in this year. CrossFit this year has, outside of the age groups, 3 different divisions for performance in this year's Open. At baseline, we have the foundations level, which is more for people who may be completely brand new to CrossFit or are in a category where doing some of the more advanced movements are just not necessary or available for them to be able to access through their own physiology or their skill level. From there, we move up into the scaled division, which is where we have movement patterns that are very similar to the higher level athletes and the highest competition, but some athletes just aren't really able to handle that stimulus, and so we need to scale back. The final and top division is the RX division. This is where you're gonna see lots of CrossFit Games level athletes, old regional level athletes, sanctional athletes, and some of your local competitive people who really wanna push themselves and see how they stack up against the rest. For the first time ever though, CrossFit is introducing an equipment-free option for the Open. In spite of the last year and the pandemic and limitations on who can access what types of equipment where, depending on where you live, CrossFit needed to implement a new system to allow people to compete in the Open at a competitive level and not necessarily have to worry about not having the right equipment to complete some of those workouts. So we are looking at traditional Open style with equipment, and then we're also looking at equipment-free workouts that also break down into those 3 separate categories, as well as in different age groups. So for you, deciding which scale level you want to compete in and also deciding what type of equipment versus no equipment level you want to do is really gonna help you sort of plan ahead for the next 3 weeks and give you the best opportunity to prepare for what workouts come up. We've been told already that the workouts for the equipment-free edition are in no way, shape, or form a scaled workout. They're gonna be really difficult, they're gonna be hard, so be prepared for that, even though you might not have a barbell. Tip number 2, take strategic breaks. Depending on what type of workout is thrown at you in this year's Open, we need to understand the ability to take strategic breaks in the middle of those workouts so that we're getting appropriate rest, but we're also allowing ourselves seamless transitions from movement to movement or between different types of workouts. We've seen workouts that have A scores and B scores with built-in rest, which is really nice because that rest is given to you and you don't have to worry about planning that out. But if there's a workout that is for time, for instance, or if it is rounds for time, and there's a transition between 2 or 3 different types of movements, understanding how to make those transitions seamless and also sort of work in the rest is really gonna help you. For instance, if there's a workout that involves running and you are somebody who enjoys running, but the other movements that are involved in the workout you're not so great at, use the running as your opportunity to take a rest. Get that deep breathing in, find a groove, keep that pace good so that you're able to push on the next movements, whatever they may be. Obviously, there might be some workouts like 7 minutes of burpees or a 5-minute AMRAP, something really short, something really fast, where taking rest is just not an option. You have to move hard, you have to move fast, and you have to give it everything you got for the whole workout. And in that case, throw this tip out the window because you're not gonna need it. You gotta go hard, you gotta give it everything you got, and make sure that you're putting your performance out there on the line. I slightly touched on this topic, but tip number 3 is expect to score events. We've only got 3 weeks of the Open this year as opposed to 5, and with that, only 3 workouts. So in order to separate the best of the best from the rest of us, there needs to be more scored events, and in that case, we can definitely expect some of these workouts to have 2 scores to them. What that can look like is maybe we do an AMRAP with an expected rest, and then afterwards we have another scored event that probably will look like some sort of weightlifting. And in the past, the Open really likes to tease out who's the strongest, but you have to sort of earn that strength. So if you're somebody who relies on brute strength and you know that there's a workout coming up that may involve some cardiovascular stuff, expect that. You're gonna have to earn the ability to showcase your strength. So making sure over the next 5 days that you're really hitting in on some of those cardio pieces so that you're well prepared for those types of workouts. If you're getting value out of today's video, let me know in the comments by telling me what you're doing right now to try to prepare yourself for the CrossFit Open so that you can get the best performance possible. Tip number 4 is that recovery matters. It's 1 workout a week for the next 3 weeks, but that does not mean that you get to sleep like an a-hole and eat like trash for the next 3 weeks. That's not gonna cut it. It's not gonna allow you to do the best performance that you can in each of these workouts. So let's say that the workouts get released on Thursdays, which they typically do, and Friday Night Lights is your opportunity to shine. Likely, you'll have a chance to redo workouts all the way through the following Monday. So if you're someone who takes this seriously, you might have the entire weekend of trying to prep for these types of workouts, and now you've only got Monday through Friday to rest and recover. So in your workouts leading up to the end of each week, try to keep the intensity low. You don't want to go super hard in your normal class workouts and wreck yourself for later on in the week and not be able to perform your best. Equally, you need to be making sure that you're getting quality sleep every single night. If you're someone who struggles to get 5 to 6 hours and you're trying to compete in the Open and move on to the semifinal stage, it's just not gonna work in your favor. You have to make sure that you're sleeping and you have to make sure that your nutrition is on point. Candy, alcohol, soda, all of those sorts of things, even if they're in small quantities, is not gonna help you recover well for your workouts. So getting in quality nutrition, making sure that you're sleeping every night, and keeping your intensity low in your workouts for the weeks leading up to each of these workouts is definitely going to help you prepare for your best. If you need help tracking these types of metrics, I recommend using a Whoop. I've got a link down in the description that will take you to Whoop's website and get you $30 off your first month if you want to try that out. It's a great way for you to track your sleep and your recovery and your strain, and it's a really cool performance tool to use over the next 3 weeks to see how you're recovering and how you're setting yourself up for success in the future. The 5th and final tip for this video is have fun. For so many, this is an opportunity to compete against the best and see if they can move forward onto the next stage towards achieving their goals of reaching the CrossFit Games. But for a lot more of us, this is just a community event. This is an opportunity for us to be competitive with ourselves and be competitive with the people around us, but we're not necessarily trying to see if we can beat Tia Toomey or Patrick Vellner or any of those top level games athletes. We just want to work out with our friends and be competitive in a fun and friendly way. So don't take it too seriously. Have fun, enjoy yourself, and test yourself. See where you are now so that in the future you can see how far you've come. Always remember that we are on a low trajectory across a distant horizon. Our goal is not to get really good really fast and then plateau or cave off. Our goal is to achieve fitness over a long distance and stay healthy so that we can be amazing when we're in our 80s and 90s and not have to worry about chronic disease or movement dysfunction. We just want to be healthy people all around. So keep that in mind and just have fun over the next 3 weeks and enjoy it with your community. So that's it, guys. Those are my top 5 tips for excelling in this year's Open coming from a CrossFit Level 1 coach. If you enjoyed this video, please let me know by leaving a like down below. That really helps the channel to grow and reach more people so that I can help giving advice and push people towards achieving excellence in their lives. For more videos like these, make sure you click over here. And until next time, go out, do good things, and don't forget to move. I'll catch you guys later.